about it. If it's that easy to get money for your business, everybody will be able to get it. So it's not easy, but it's also not rocket science. Hello everyone, welcome back. Another episode of Free Game Friday. I'm coming to give you free game each and every Friday. So a quick introduction. My name is Tanisha and I am an actual accountant. I am a freight broker and I am basically a serial entrepreneur. I help people find grants, write grants, and manage their grants. I've worked in the government on a state and a federal level in grants management for 10 years, for a decade. So I'm very thorough in grants. I know the pre-award process and I know the post-award process. By the time we're done with this video, you should be able to understand exactly what a grant is, how to actually find grants, and how to actually write grants. We're going to talk about grants for small business owners. Every small business owner needs to know how to get capital for their business. And the best way to get capital for your business is in the form of a grant. So let's discuss grants. I had somebody actually contact me one time and said, hey, can you help me with actually getting a grant loan? And I'm like, it's no such thing as a grant loan. So let's talk about the difference in between a grant and a loan. So a grant, you don't actually have to pay back, but a loan you do. However, there are stipulations with a grant, and you have to abide by those stipulations. You have to basically spend those funds that you're awarded in the way that you say that you're going to spend them. You can't spend them any other way. That is actually illegal. If somebody gives you some money for a particular purpose, that's how exactly you're supposed to spend those funds, for that particular purpose. A grant is a sum of money that is given to an individual or a business for a particular purpose. For example, if you are doing something in a particular community that is going to benefit that community, there is funding out there that is actually available to you to utilize in order to ensure that you fulfill the needs of that community. Even if you're not even hurting for money for your business, you may be booming, you still want to take advantage of opportunities to get grants in order to excel your business even more. You don't want your competitors to grow past you, so you always want to be at a certain level within your business, and that's where grants come into play. Always only apply for grants that are specific to your business needs. You do not want to actually go out there and apply for stuff that doesn't even apply to your business. For example, you want to make sure you read all of the eligibility requirements in order to get a grant before you actually apply. If you're not eligible, considering what your business is, don't even waste your time with applying. So a lot of people don't even know where to start with getting grants. They don't even know where to look for grants. So let's talk about where can you start actually looking for grants. You know what? You can start right where you are, right where your business is. That's the best way to start. Start locally. And start locally in the city or the county that you're in. You will be surprised of what type of funding is available for business owners right in the city that you're in, right in the county that you're in. That's the best way because it's very less competitive. It's only going to be available to people that are actually in that city or that county. So it's not going to be that many competitors applying for those grants. When you start locally, it's more intentional for your business, cater to business owners in a way that it's going to help their community. So they're going to give funding to business owners, especially if it's going to bring jobs, is it going to bring more resources, more traffic to a certain area. Start locally. So why apply for grants? A grant can and will enhance your business capabilities, and it also can advance your professional endeavors. If you are awarded a grant, that means that a company, an organization is very interested and very intrigued by your mission, your objective as a business owner. It's a lot of key factors to consider when actually looking for funding for your business. I want you to always make sure that your business is incorporated. Make sure you have your EIN number. Make sure you have your articles of organization. Make sure you have your DUNS number. Another very important thing to always take note of and to always make sure you have is a business plan. You're out here just doing business, just be doing it. You want to excel, you want to grow, you want this to be available for generations to come. So have a plan. Within your business plan, I want you to make sure you have a budget of what it takes to actually fulfill your mission. Also within that budget, I want you to also forecast for the next couple of months, for the next year, for the next couple of years on how much funding you will need in order to keep excelling your business. So before applying for grants, always make sure that your tax information is up to date. Always make sure your tax returns are up to date and accurate. Not only does your tax returns need to be up to date, but your books needs to be up to date as well. We do have a video explaining the importance of having an accounting system for your business. No matter if your business is a one-man shop or a 20-man shop, you want to make sure you have an accounting system. So go back and reference that video. I'll put it up here so you can easily click on it. You can go back and reference that video and make sure you have these guidelines in place for your business. Always conduct your business from a business bank account. Never mix business with personal. Always do it from a business bank account, because that can stop you from actually getting money. If they see that you cannot manage business funds separately from your personal, why would they give you money to fulfill an objective? Always make sure that you separate your business from personal, and that's for legal purposes anyway. You don't want to mix the two. You should never mix the two. That's the importance of having accounting software. You can pay yourself through that accounting software. You can set up, transfers automatically. Whatever you need to do, just make sure that you separate your business from your personal. And always remember when looking for seeking grants, they want to know your business forecast. They want to know your business financial plan, your business objectives. They want to know how much funding you will need in order to keep fulfilling your business objectives. So always have this in a business plan. You have this already from the gates. You don't have to go back and try to figure this out when you're actually applying for grants. You're going to already have it in your business plan, so you just can simply pull it from your business plan. Here's some more key factors to consider when applying for a grant. Remember that a grantor is only going to be focused on a certain population, a certain target audience. So make sure you qualify under that criteria before you actually apply to that grant. It's always going to be an award ceiling, and it's always going to be a maximum amount that they're going to award business owners. So you want to make sure you read over those amounts and make sure that the amounts make sense to what you want to do, right? It may be a situation to where they say, oh, we're going to give 20 small business owners or 20 clothing boutique business owners $20,000, but we will give it to them over the course of 5 years, meaning that they may only give you $4,000 per year. So make sure you understand the terms and conditions on that award and how you will be awarded and when you will be awarded. Let's discuss the life cycle of a grant, because most people think that an organization will be like, we got all this money, we're just gonna give some people some money, some grant money, so they can do some stuff with it, with their business. No, that's not how it goes. It's the actual life cycle of a grant. And within that life cycle is different phases. So the first phase is the planning phase. During the planning phase, you have the top level executives come together within the organization and they plan the funding for a particular amount of time. They may plan it on a quarterly basis, a semi-annual basis, or annual basis, or they even may plan it on a multi-year basis. But it's a planning phase in the life cycle of a grant. And in that planning phase is when they come up with how much they're going to award people and how they're going to award them and what are the eligibility requirements in order to receive this award. The planning phase It's the announcement of opportunity. They're going to announce that opportunity to the public, to people, to businesses, that they have grant funding available, whether that be, you know, via email or whether it be an actual publication somewhere. It's going to be announced to the public that it's going to be funding available for businesses. In that announcement of opportunity, they also put in the actual deadline of when you can actually submit and apply for this grant. So you want to make sure you submit your grant application way before the deadline. Your application is submitted, then it is evaluated by the actual funder. The funder will go in and evaluate every single application and then narrow it down. Then you have your award process. Your award process is, hey, you're awarded. You know, you're going to get your funds on this particular day. They may send you a notice of award, or they may just send you something in the mail. A lot of people think that if they get a grant, that's it. Oh, I got the money. You know, I can go do whatever I want for my business and that's it. No, some actual funders actually want you to report on that spending and how you're spending it. They want you to report on how you're fulfilling the objective, how you're doing everything that you say you was going to do on that application. And after you're awarded, after all the funds are exhausted, you will actually have to simply close out the grant. Now, this is not the case for every single funder. Every funder doesn't do this, but more than likely government funding, they do this. They have you follow this process from beginning to the end. They have the pre-award process, the actual award process, and then they have the post-award process. So always understand that it's not just a get the funding and do whatever you need to do. It's actually a process. Think about it. If it's that easy to get money for your business, everybody will be able to get it. So it's not easy, but it's also not rocket science. It's very possible, and it's not simple. They put a lot of stipulations in there. They put a lot of terms and conditions in there to try to stray you from, you know, actually getting the grant or actually going through with the application process. But hey, that's what it is. And we're going to actually try to eliminate the people that don't want to do with what they should be doing as a business owner. But as long as you follow everything to the T and do what you're supposed to be doing for your business, you should have no problem with getting awarded grants. Before you even apply for the grant, make sure, I cannot emphasize this enough, make sure that your business is actually qualified to apply for that grant. It may be a situation to where they're only giving grants to people that have a business in cosmetology, people that have a transportation business, people that have, you know, an actual boutique. It's going to be a target audience of who can get what grant. So make sure your business is a part of that actual target audience. Sometimes grantors have actual technical calls, and within those technical calls, they like to answer a lot of FAQs, and that's your time to ask questions. So if you see an announcement for actual opportunity to be awarded a grant and they have a technical call schedule, participate. Make sure you participate. Even if you don't ask any questions, still participate so you can know answers to other questions people may have, or you can ask your own questions, or you can get updates that may not be in the actual announcement. And sometimes the announcements are very vague, so in that technical call they will actually break it down even more in layman's terms. What about grants given to people on a federal level? Well, in order to apply for grants on a federal level, you're going to have to be registered within that government system, within that system, and that system is called sam.gov. Now, what I emphasized earlier is that you want to make sure you have your articles of organization, your EIN, your DUNS number. You have to have all of those as well in order to register in sam.gov. And you also got to have a business checking account, which you should have anyway because you're a business owner. Remember, separate the business from the personal. Separate it. So it's a lot of companies out there that'll tell you, hey, I'll register your business in sam.gov for a small fee. Run. Anything government related is free. It's free. If it is in .gov.mil, it's free to actually apply for those services in order to register in their system. So do not pay people hundreds and hundreds of dollars to register your business in sam.gov. It seems a little overwhelming because it's a lot of information, but it can be done. It's not difficult. It can be done, and as a business owner, it's certain things you need to know how to do yourself instead of just actually putting everything off on the next person to do for you. Always analyze your business needs. What do your business need? What type of support do you need for your business? Always analyze your business needs. Always do your research. Do your research as a business owner. Do your due diligence. Do your research. Start locally within the city and the county that you're in. See what type of resources that are out there that are available to small business owners. Look for funding matches. It may be a situation to where people will give you funding as long as you match it. So if you say, hey, I need $5,000 in order to hire some personnel or in order to purchase some equipment to fulfill this objective, and they may come back and be like, hey, I'll match it if you bring $5,000 with it. So look for opportunities that will match. You want to create a list of potential prospects, with whether that's in your city, your county, whether it's on a state or a federal level. Write down those potential prospects and research even more on those potential prospects. Once you write down that list, get rid of those that do not service your needs, that do not service your area, that do not service your objective. Get rid of those that don't have funding for your business type. Get rid of those that don't target your mission. All money is not good money. If they're not trying to assist you with fulfilling your particular objective pertaining to your company, don't even bother applying for money from funding for them. Always follow your business objective and mission. And after you get rid of those, the last and final thing is make sure that you have everything into place so that you can start applying for the funding opportunities. I go way more into detail about this. I show you how to go and apply for these particular grants, how to identify these particular grants, where to look for these particular grants in my course. I will have that link below in the description box. Make sure you check that out. And this concludes my session for today. Thank you for tuning in to Free Game Friday, where we come to you every single Friday with free game. Make sure you subscribe so you will not miss another episode, and talk to you later. Bye.